This is fun that you don't have to drive.
Normally I do, but because we're in a Range Rover today and it's all about the luxury backseat.
Oh, really? Let's test it. I've got a cup of coffee and let's see. Let's just speed up. And
You can drink this coffee very peacefully.
if you're comparing me to a car, yeah, I have a few tires on the outside too.
Not at all.
0 to Guwahati when I was pregnant with my daughter. It started to rain, and apart from my driver, the rest of my team and they went ahead, and then we lost each other. So I was just with a person I did not know really well. So I've just decided not to drive.
सुन मेरी बात.
For me to actually be on the show and to be on roadies and, to have a voice, to have that sense of adventure, to have that team spirit, the sense of competition, that's really who I am as a person.
Welcome to another interesting episode of History on Wheels, where we talk about iconic cars and the way they've shaped the automotive world. Now, on today's show, we also have the very talented and versatile actress Neha Dhupia. You've seen her in movies, you've seen her as a show host, and of course, you've seen her fearless spirit in the roadies. Neha has been known to take on bold challenges, much like the car we have on our show today. The Range Rover really needs no introduction. It's a brand that's synonymous with comfort, performance, and crazy off-road capability, quite like any other. When you did roadies, which is like kind of an adrenaline adventure for AK.
I've did this year as well, which is exciting.
Yeah, and you out on the road a lot. So at those points of time, did you get behind the wheel and say, okay, chalo?
So this year we won the bike, and I didn't take a chance at all. I was sitting pillion. And there were many other years. So we had, I think it was 1 year where we had Renault Duster, and then we had a couple of other cars. But that's the time I did sit behind the wheel, and then you have your whole gang, and then you're, on this road trip, and then you're so connected to what you're doing, and you're so cocooned into that shoot, and it's so it's insulated, and everyone wants that thrill and to go on that drive, and there's adrenaline, and you all want to do gangs, and then you keep looking left and right, and you sit in cars with capacity of 6, and then when you go from one city to another, you just hope. The whole point is to hold on to as many gang members as you can.
Correct.
And then you suddenly see the gang is thinning down because suddenly you have more place to sit. You don't want that, right?
Are you someone who enjoys traveling?
Oh yeah, I do. The one thing that gets me back, of course, definitely are the kids and home and family and my husband. But this other thing that gets me back is our other job opportunities. And when I know that, they are well looked after, and if I have a day or two in the middle, I do take that road trip. I was in Arunachal, and I wanted to go to Tawang, and I wanted to go to Zero, and I've done all that. And so and they're really long, intense road trips, and I have taken them because I love it.
So we've got you in the right seat of the Range Rover, which is the luxury seat. And you know that you can actually push that whole entire seat forward, put your legs up and stretch out if you want to.
That's amazing.
There is a button for it which will be on your side. If you so choose to absolutely get into first class luxury.
Don't get me so comfortable that I refuse.
Then you'll fall asleep.
Yeah, and then maybe you'll be trying to talk to me, and then I'll be like,
It's bedtime for Neha for the kids.
Which reminds me, I should start sipping my coffee.
Yeah.
I'm married to someone who is not a road trip person, and if he tells you otherwise in an interview here, he's probably not telling the truth. And the good thing is that I've seen my daughter, who's 6 now. She sat in someone else's car, and I remember we were carpooling. And the first thing was as soon as she started looking around, waiting for her seatbelt. And she wanted to put it on. It made me so happy to see that, that's the first, her reflex is that. So that's great.
So you have an e-bike?
I can't make that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, you ride it all over.
Yeah, everywhere. To even buy groceries and stuff in the morning.
Very cool. Very cool. So Neha, our show is all about cars. And you know, I've seen you have this completely adventurous spirit. So I'm sure you learned driving when you were really young.
Yes, I did. I think, that's one of the joys or benefits of growing up in a Fauji home where swimming, cycling, driving, everything, these are all considered life skills. So there's one part of your life that's taken care of by school, and then your father jumps in on the weekends. And then, driving was very important. I learned how to drive. My dad taught me how to drive. And I marvel his spirit and more importantly, his patience. That
I was just going to ask you, was he very patient with you?
I can't imagine me as a parent trying to teach my children how to drive now. And maybe I would. I don't know. Never say never, right?
I'm telling you, it requires utmost patience. And if your dad did it, kudos to him.
Yeah, my dad taught me.
I tried with mine and I used to use my cool.
Yeah, me and my brother both. We both learned how to drive. My dad taught us.
And we all had to learn stick shift cars. Right?
Yeah, we learned stick shift. When I was born, I remember my dad had a Yazdi. And then I also know how to drive a scooter and ride a bike.
Cool.
Because my dad had the Gearwala Vespa and the Makinis and all that came later. And 1 down, 3 up motorbikes, everything.
Tell me, what's the craziest drive you've done?
0 to Guwahati when I was pregnant with my daughter.
Not a great winding section of road.
I had finished the entire schedule of roadies and I wasn't in a situation to actually share with too many people. So it was just, I don't know, I had a strange thing where I picked up such a massive pillow and then I thought one won't be enough. So I put one on my back and I put one like on my tummy. And I was feeling like, I think it was the end of my first trimester. I was still in my first trimester. And I was feeling so like queasy, like not churny. I don't know how to explain the difference between the two. And then I felt like I was sitting in the car for days and I kept asking him, aur kitna time? And he would say, 4 ghanta. And then, aur kitna time?
That never ends.
Oh my God. And I felt like, this is
like the children say, Mommy, when are we going to reach?
Yeah, and then you don't know what to expect, right? You're pregnant for the first time.
Yeah.
You're on that long drive for the first time and I couldn't get in touch. It doesn't get better. It started to rain and apart from my driver, the rest of my team, I was like, I'll lie down at the back and there was another car and they went ahead and then we lost each other. So I was just with a person I did not know really well. And
so that was the most
uncomfortable It was really uncomfortable. I mean, of course, everything went okay and then we reached Guwahati and the next day we flew out. But man, I still remember.
You don't want to do that ride?
No, and my back, like I feel like it's tightened up thinking about that ride again. Although it was very pretty. But if you're asking me that, and you start feeling so sick as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
For me, I feel like now I'm all over the place. So I could be here talking to you, but in my head, I'm just like, okay, this is great. I'm going to have a great chat with you. But then I also want to make it in bedtime, make it for bedtime for the kids.
Yeah.
So I'm wanting to drive, especially with the amount of traffic that we have. I feel it's very important that you've got to have all your faculties just thinking about driving. And then you need to be so good that you don't need to think about driving at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, it needs to be second nature.
Yeah.
So that balance now I don't have. So I don't drive also because I use this time to finish up on reading, on making my extra calls and all of that. So I've just decided not to drive.
If you could have like any car you wanted to have, no money bar, what would you own?
As a Rolls Royce. I love this one as well. It's such a great car.
Range Rover is all about luxury, and the beauty about it is that in our kind of terrain where you need to go over any kind of pothole and any kind of road, you don't have to worry in this.
Oh, really? Let's test it. I've got a cup of coffee and let's see. Let's just speed up.
No, you can drink this coffee very peacefully.
Yeah, but no, this is a great car.
Okay, going to do a bit of a rapid fire round with you now. Some quick questions.
So scary. Okay.
No, they're not scary questions. They're simple questions. Who's that one friend you would never lend your car to and why?
Not friend, but I like, I'm going to come back to this one.
Okay.
We treat it like the first one.
Do you allow your kids to eat in your car?
Do I allow my kids to eat in my car? No, my kids are not allowed to eat in my car, but my kids are allowed to eat in their car.
Okay.
Because there's one car which is just the kids' car, and boy, oh boy, it gets cleaned every morning and every evening. It looks like it's been struck by a storm. Like, I don't understand how is it possible that they have confetti and they have like mud and they have paint. It's an artwork. The interiors of the car are like, there's art everywhere.
So then few bits of food doesn't matter in that car.
No.
Rate your driving skills 1 to 10.
Okay, driving is different, parallel parking is different, and reversing is different.
Okay.
So what are we doing? Driving, I'd say, let's start with reversing.
Okay.
Reversing, I'd say 5. Parallel parking 3. And driving 8.
Oh, that's cool. So we just keep you moving. We just don't ask you to
go
park
ahead.
and reverse. Yeah.
And zindagi mein bas
अच्छा,
आगे
आगे
ही
चलते
बढ़ते
जाओ,
जाओ,
don't look at
बढ़ते
that,
जाओ।
don't look behind.
यही सिखाया है। My father's always taught me that पीछे मुड़ के देखना ही नहीं है बेटे,
हाँ।
और कहीं रुकना नहीं है। हाँ, तो
On a date,
yes.
what's the song you would play?
Date मतलब now I'm married to Angad.
ठीक है. So when you took him on dates, what was the favorite song you used to play?
He serenaded me with Do You Know? Diljit Dosanjh. Do You Know? मैं तेनू कितना प्यार करदा, that's the song, yeah.
Okay, so the Range Rover has a big history of exploration. What is the most adventurous road trip you've taken?
I think all the seasons of roadies for me.
Yeah.
It's adventurous, there's adrenaline, we're exploring, we're stopping at places, and we're with a bunch of people who are like-minded but so new to our world, and it's also exciting.
We've seen you on roadies get really mad. Are you like that? And when there's road rage on the road, and like when you're driving and there's crazy traffic and people are cutting you left, right, and center, do you get road rage?
I mean, it definitely annoys you, but I know how to curb that because I know that road rage doesn't lead to anything.
That's really true. Actually, it's more venting than actually getting anything done.
Yeah,
Sneha, it's been a pleasure chatting with
Likewise.
you. It's been actually a very comfortable journey for once in Mumbai, and
it's got a lot to do with the conversation in the car, right?
Yeah. Look forward to talking to you again.
Absolutely, I look forward to it too.
The story of Land Rover begins in 1948 on the windswept shores of post-war Britain, where a vision was born that would go on to shape the world of off-roading forever. Imagine a time when vehicles were seen as tools for simple transportation, but one company dared to dream bigger. That company was Rover, a brand already known for its luxury cars, but with an ambition to create something entirely new, a tough, all-terrain vehicle. Enter the first Land Rover, designed by Maurice Wilks, Rover's chief engineer. The original Land Rover was inspired by military vehicles and farm utility vehicles. It was a utilitarian, no-nonsense machine that could handle anything from muddy farm fields to the rugged terrain of the African savanna. What started as a vehicle for farmers and explorers quickly grew into a global icon. With its distinctive shape and durable design, it was unlike anything on the market. Over the years, Land Rover evolved, incorporating luxury and sophistication alongside its legendary off-road capabilities. It wasn't just a car, it was an experience. Fast forward to the 1970s and the Land Rover Range Rover was born, taking the rugged DNA of the original wrapping in a more refined, luxurious package. This new model was revolutionary. It wasn't just for adventure anymore, it was for those who wanted to conquer the world in style too. The Range Rover quickly became the symbol of opulence and capability, favored by everyone from royalty to celebrities to explorers. Today, the Range Rover is more than a car brand. It's a statement, from its humble beginnings to becoming the ultimate symbol of adventure and luxury. It has truly lived up to its motto, above and beyond. And every journey in a Range Rover isn't just about the destination, it's about the legacy of exploration that comes with every mile.